Hey everyone, these are your last notes on quadratics. We're going to talk about the quadratic formula. But before we get into that, let's talk about simplifying negative square roots. To simplify a negative square root, first pull out the negative as I, then simplify as normal. Well, how about the square root of negative 16? Well, the square root of 16 is 4, so the square root of negative 16 would be 4i. How about the square root of negative 24? Give me a perfect square that will divide 4. 4 times 6. The 4 is going to come out as a 2. The 6 stays inside. The negative comes out as an I. So it's the same thing that you're used to doing, just if it's negative inside, it's got an I. Okay? Solving quadratics using the quadratic formula. We talked about solving with factoring. We talked about solving with square roots. This is the quadratic formula. This is the last result, or last resort, but it always works. Here's the formula. You do not have to memorize it. It's in my classroom, and it's on the SOL. You'll use it so much that you will memorize it. Opposite of b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. b squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant, and it does something pretty cool. If the discriminant is positive, that means you have two real solutions. It means your parabola crosses the 0 twice. If the discriminant is negative, it's got no real solutions. It means your parabola never crosses the x-axis, never crosses 0. If your discriminant is 0, you still have two solutions, but it's the same one twice. It's like x plus 5, x plus 5. So there's three possibilities for a parabola. You can have two real solutions, two imaginary solutions. You can't have one and one. Imaginary answers come in pairs. So what's my third possibility? Two real, two imaginary? The same real twice. Use the discriminant to determine the number of solutions. The discriminant is opposite of b minus 4ac. So that's 3 minus 36, that's negative 33. That means that there are two imaginary solutions. Let's solve using the quadratic formula. Remember, it's x equals opposite of b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So x equals opposite of b is positive 6 plus or minus, for my two answers, b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. Work inside the parentheses first. Work inside the square root first. 36 minus 24. 36 minus 32 is 4 over 2. What's the square root of 4? It's 2. Now let's write that as two answers. What's 6 plus 2? It's 8 divided by 2. 4 is one of my choices, one of my answers. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. My two answers are 4 and 2. So that's one way to solve this problem. This one you could have factored very easily. Let's try this one. This one we said does not have real solutions. It's got imaginary. So x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. That's x equals 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 36. Oh, I messed up a long time ago, didn't I? That should be 3 squared minus that. So that's 9 minus 36 is negative 27. Sorry, hopefully you haven't given up on the notes yet. So negative 27 over 2. let's reduce this. I know that the negative is going to come out, but I need two numbers that multiply to 27, and one's a perfect square. 9 and 3. So this is 3 plus or minus. The 9 comes out as a 3i square root of 2 all over 2. And those are your two answers. How do we write equations given roots? Well, we're going to rewrite the roots as factors, we're going to distribute, and we're going to write it in standard form. This is pretty easy. If those are your zeros, that means that these are your factors. Now just distribute it out. X squared minus 6x minus 3x plus 18 gives you x squared minus 9x plus 18. If you want to double check, factor it out and see if you get x minus 3 and x minus 6. Or plug in 3 and 6 and see if you get 0. So this is pretty easy, right? Until we get to this. This is x minus 2 plus 3i square root of 5. X minus 2 minus 3i square root of 5. We have a lot to multiply out. Distribute the x across. You get x squared minus 2x minus 3xi square root of 5. Distribute the negative 2 across. You get negative 2x plus 4 plus 6i square root of 5. Distribute the 3i square root of 5. You get plus 3xi square root of 5 minus 6i square root of 5 minus 9i squared square root of 25. So let's do some cleanup. I have a minus 3xi square root of 5 and a plus 3xi square root of 5. They're gone. I have a plus 6i square root of 5 and a minus 6i square root of 5. They're gone. Minus 9i squared is plus 9. Square root of 25 is 5. 9 times 5 is 45. So now let's put together my like terms. I have an x squared. Minus 2x is minus 4x. Plus 4 and plus 45 is plus 49. That takes some practice. You might mess it up a time or two, but that's how to do it. And that's it for all of quadratics. So if you have any questions, guys, please come see me. Other than that, thank you very much.